Hello UKSG, I'm Bradley Gaming, this is Spyro 2. We're going to be doing the 100% category. This is full completion of this game. That's going to involve us collecting 10,000 gems, 14 talisman, 64 orbs. We're going to beat all the bosses. We're going to do all of it in a very strange order. This category is a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. So yeah. Timing starts, leaderboard timing starts anyway, on first movement, so I've got a little countdown here which we'll go into in a second. There are some key basics with Spyro. So you obviously move with the D-pad. Square will give you a charge, like this. You can press X to jump. You can press circle to flame, like that. There's also a little hover, which I almost did there. So those are your kind of key movement mechanics. We can also do this. So that's called double jumping. Now, double jumping is not developer intended. Essentially what happens in this game is that when you jump and then press square, Spyro's momentum takes him upwards. Now what that means is that you get this double jumping effect, whereby you can jump and charge and get to higher places than the developers intended to do. So that jump I did at the start gets us out of bounds. We're not meant to be up there on that mountain. But we get there, and it's very, very easy. Anyone can do that. And so what that double jumping mechanic does is it means that we can get out of bounds there, but we can get out of bounds basically everywhere in the game. And that leads to some very, very interesting skills. So we're about to get an orb here.
Thanks for helping me.
So there are 64 of these. These are given to you for completing various tasks, helping different NPCs in each of the levels. This is Glimmer, by the way. This is the first level. This is not a home world. We actually load into a level. And we've got a really tricky one cycle coming up here, so I'm going to shut up for a second and just try and nail this. Okay, I didn't nail it. Let's do a quick backup here. So I meant to flame. There's another lamp where I was. Let's actually do this. So there's a lamp there, you can see the purple one, and you're meant to get that lamp and all of the gems and this other lizard that I'm trying to kill. Ooh. Okay, we're going to do the really, really slow backup, because apparently I can't do the quick movement right now. So let's do a quick double jump to that purple lamp, get those gems, get these baskets, get that lizard. That basket. Do a very slow backup here. There. Okay. So that lost me quite a lot of time, but that's fine. Glimmer is a big reset point for me and for most runners who are trying to do that one cycle. It's a very tricky thing to do. You've got to get all the movement. You've got about 2 seconds to spare if you do it all cleanly when you get to the last lamp. Because essentially the lamps turn back off after 30 seconds of being on. But that's fine. We'll just move on. So yeah, we're doing a couple of different missions here. So we obviously were doing those lamps. We're also trying to kill all these 6 lizards who are pestering the residents of Glimmer. And what you'll notice about this run as we go through it is that a lot of the routing is designed so that we do multiple things at once. So the reason we do the out of bounds at the start, from here actually, is because the lizard mission takes us back here to the start of the level. So we basically want to start the mission as quickly as we can, so that we can then do everything else while we're walking around the level. Because what we don't want to do is do the level in the correct sort of front to back order that the game wants us to, and then sort of waste time having to double back again a bit more once we kill the first lizard and have to be walked back around. But anyway, we finished Glimmer. We've got everything in this level. So we're going to head out here into this portal. That's the first level done. A bit slower than I'd have liked, but what can you do? As I say, that indoor lamps one cycle is a big reset point for me. Usually if I'm doing no reset, usually if I'm doing like PB attempts or any real run actually, I'll usually reset if I fall into that big pit in the middle. But obviously marathon, we can't do that. Anyway, this is Summer Forest. This is the first of 3 home worlds that we have in this game. So you'll see we'll just collect a few gems here. And then we're going to do something really, really interesting in just a second. So collect, all these gems in our path. There are some gems that are around. There's even a level there. And I'm just going to ignore it completely. Because we don't want to go into that level yet. So yeah, we'll get all of these gems. Now we'll talk to Moneybags. So this guy... this guy is awful. He comes and robs us. Genuinely. He just takes all of our gems throughout the game. We have to pay him for certain things like level access, or in that case, he taught us how to swim. So until I talked to that guy there and paid him 500 gems, 500 of my hard-earned gems. That took me like 4.5 minutes to get all those gems. Yeah, he teaches us how to swim. Again, skipping more levels. What have I just done? Huh? So, basically, there's a button on that wall there. And if you flame the button while you're stood under the door will close on you. Won't kill you. You'll just be clipped kind of out of bounds. And you can do a little double jump. And then there's no collision on that wall where I jumped. So you can get out of bounds. And the boss, this is Crush, this is our first boss fight. The boss entry, you can see there's that big tunnel. And we can just go in there, and we can face him, and we can beat him. And it's really easy. So yeah, anyone can do that. You can be in the first boss fight within a couple of minutes of turning on this game for the first time ever. That's very easy to do. But yeah, there's a couple of different elements to this. So he has 2 attack phases. So he can stand on these buttons and launch attacks at us. One of them is the blue electro rays. The other is this flame. Be careful here and not die. Okay. I'm on 0 health. The little dragonfly with the spark will keep our health intact. This is 1 hit point that I've got currently on green sparks. But essentially what we want to do, and what I did, was that the first hit, I managed to lure him to this button, which turns blue in the later phases. There's 3 phases to this. You start off with 2 blue attacks, then you have 2 red attacks, the flame attacks, and then there's a mix. And you want to get him onto one of the platforms that end up being a blue platform in the final phases, because that's the quickest way to attack him without taking damage, and yeah. But anyway, that's the first boss fight, we're done. And now we're into the second homeworld, Autumn Plains, and now we're going to skip into the second boss, which is Gulp. So we do a little thing here called Grounded Portal. That's just a little double jump and glide up against the Breeze Harbour portal there. We collect this orb, and then we're going to do Climb Skip. So there's a ladder down there, and there's a Moneybags down there, and he's going to teach us to climb for another 500 gems. But we don't have 500 gems, and instead we just do all this out of bounds. Again, making good use of the double jump mechanic. We're going to get onto this roof, collect all of these gems, get a little zap by Zoe here. Zoe is a fairy, and she'll, in theory, give us tips along the way. We don't really need them, but she'll also save our progress at various points. So if we die, then we'll be respawned where we got last zapped by Zoe. We're going to do this big glide out to this island. You'll see there's some baskets, there's an orb, which will spawn now. So we're going to get this. Hopefully get all 3 of them, yeah. I think I got all 3. It felt like I got all 3. See what my gem is. Yeah, 2 16s, right. And then we're going to do this. This is Gulp Skip. This is hard. I'm going to focus and then explain it. Yes, okay. So with some precise movement there, essentially there's a wall. If you look out from inbounds where you're meant to be, you're obviously not meant to come into it that side. But there's a breakable wall there. And what you can do is you can clip in with a lot of precise movement, camera work, light taps of the left button. You can clip in and basically drop onto the floor beneath that ledge. And that is kind of out of bounds. And then we do a little jump. And then what we call a charge glide, which is a square and an X press. So essentially, if you watch, square, that's just me doing square, I charge down briefly. And then if I press X rapidly after, I do a little glide. And that gets us out of bounds. And again, just like Crush, the first boss, the entry to Gulp is right there, so we can just glide in and face the second boss. Now, there's a few different phases to this. So, you can only damage Gulp with objects that are being dropped by these, what are they, pterodactyls? I think that's what they are. So you can only damage them with those. They drop eggs, and they drop a barrel, a bomb, or a rocket. When he's got 10 hit points, so at the start of the fight, they only drop barrels. And we're looking to try and hit him with 2 barrels at once, because the second phase is bombs. Oh, that was so bad for me. Second phase is bombs. You can only hit him with 1 bomb at once. The others will explode above him. So that's when you've hit him once, they'll drop bombs. When you hit him twice, they'll drop rockets. You can double hit rockets, which is why we're trying to do the barrel phase double. Oh, I really wanted to lure him away from that barrel. That's annoying. And then once you've hit him 3 times, or more than 3 times, the pterodactyls will drop anything. So you're trying to look for, hopefully, a couple of barrels, a couple of rockets, maybe a bomb and something else. Oh, I'm playing this Gulp fight very badly, it has to be said. Have I got a single double yet? I got the rocket double, I think. So yeah, the fastest way, yeah, you want essentially 2 barrels at the start that are easily positioned, then the rockets, and then 3. You don't want this, basically. You don't want 3 bombs. This is really bad. Because I can't actually flame any of the other bombs at him. This is a notorious fight. People who run some of the any percent categories, whereby obviously Gulp takes a much bigger proportion and is sort of towards the end of the run. People have a lot of frustration with this fight. Okay. If I don't double this, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. That's a really bad Gulp. Like, really bad, but that can happen. That was partly on me, partly on the game. But there we go. So we're through the second boss fight. There are 3 boss fights. It will not surprise you to know what we're going to do in the final homeworld of Winter Tundra. It's going to be the exact same thing that we've done for the first 2 homeworlds, which is get a few gems. We're going to do what's called a proxy here, hopefully. Yeah. Oh, no! I bogged. Okay. So, the game has a failsafe for when Spyro gets stuck in a hitbox. Ooh, that's bad. In a hitbox that he's not supposed to be in. Rather than being stuck in a kind of flop state and not being able to get out, the game will shoot him away at high speeds. And we use that to our benefit, where essentially, with that penguin, what we're trying to do is kill it, land on its head while in a charge state, and then press X at the right time to essentially get shot upwards. I've just done a little out of bounds there, and we're going into Dragon Shores. Now, Dragon Shores is a bonus level. You're only meant to get into there after you beat the final boss, but we're just going to skip it. I'm also going to do a skip here, hopefully. I'm going to get onto this wall. Yep. And then we're going to go around, hopefully do a little bit of movement off this wall. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. And then, with a little double jump, we're going to do this. So there's a reward in Dragon Shores for having fully completed the game, which is a permanent fireball. So you can run around the game with a fireball rather than a flame. Makes obviously life easier, but you're only meant to get it once you fully complete the game. But as you just saw, with those out of bounds, we can get it early, and you'll see I now have a fireball. So we're going to skip into the last boss, hopefully. Yeah, okay, so this is called Swim in Air, and as you can see, we are swimming, or we're in the swim state, but we're obviously not in a pool of water. So you can clip against the side of a body of water. There are a couple of other ways to do it, but that's the way we do it here. We just essentially charge against that river, and the game gives us a swim state, and we can just go wherever we want. Anyway, this is the final boss of the game. Yeah, we've been running for 14 minutes, and we're facing the final boss of the game. This is Ripto. He's the main villain of this game. He's essentially been taking over Avalar, which is the home world we're in, or the world we're in. This fight is kind of easy. With the fireball, we can just damage him and his robotic gulp quite quickly in the first couple of phases. Then he gets on this pterodactyl, and we basically just got to hit him 8 times. There's a bit of nuance to this fight, or at least this phase. I am getting slightly wrong. Yeah, we just have to chase him around the flying stage of this arena. Hopefully get him here. Got some iframes, that's sad. But yeah, we've beaten all the bosses. Now, in any percent, that's where the game ends. Because essentially, any percent is that, all that I just did, but without all the gems, without the orbs, etc. We just literally do end of level in Glimmer, the boss skips, Dragon Shores, Ripto, win, essentially. So the any percent record is 7 minutes 29, which is insane. But yeah, 100% is any percent plus in a way, in that you do all the any percent stuff and then you do the rest of the game. It's the rest of the game that's a lot of fun. The any percent stuff is flashy, but the 100% completion of all the levels is the really fun part. So the game really kind of starts now. But yeah, this is Robotica Farms we're going into. So, as I say, every level has its own route. This was rerouted like 4 or 5 years ago. Now, one of the things what we're going to do here is we're going to kill a lot of enemies, because in this game, you don't get gems if you kill enemies, you get spirit particles. And spirit particles help us with some sort of task, so they give us a power-up later in the level. In this case, we get a supercharge for killing 15 enemies. We're going to need that supercharge. Because, yeah, there's a few missions here. So we're going to break those pumpkins as we go, which I'll explain more about in a second. And we're going to go over, we're going to kill these, what even are these? Bugs? Bugs of some kind. Anyway, these robotic bugs are pestering this robot guy's crops. We just saved him by killing all the bugs. You see all the robotic scarecrows there. But yeah, so we're on our way to what is kind of the end of the level, really. Make sure we kill enemies. Yep, that's a good number of enemies. I'm actually over enemy by 1, but that's fine. It's a minimum, not an exact requirement. I don't really feel like I lost time killing an extra enemy anyway. Let's line up this shot. I missed the pumpkin, that's fine. So that there is a mystery jar. This mystery jar contains a load of gems, and it has a load of spawn points in the game, or in the level, I should say. So we break it once and it moves. We break it again and it moves. We break it again and it moves. And you kind of follow it all the way until it gives you all the gems. So this is partly why we route the level like this, because we want to get the mystery jar fairly quickly, so that we can kind of go through the level backwards and get all the gems. So these pumpkins that I've been breaking, essentially the pumpkins are blocking this track. This NPC will tell us that if we talk to him, which we're not going to do. We use the supercharge, we break all these pumpkins. Hopefully break this, hopefully don't bonk. Hopefully get all these gems, we did. And we need to break this door as well, and this door. If you break all the pumpkins but not the doors, you won't get the orb. We do a little supercharge there. You'll see now we're at the mystery jar. Benefits of routing, and then we'll do a little fireball up to that pumpkin. And we'll get the orb. And then we just need to supercharge, get the last few gems, and we're out. This level went okay. Not too bad. Kind of a fun level. And we're out. And Robotic Farm is done. So the next level will be Metropolis. So we're going to collect a few gems, and then we're going to do a little out of bounds to get into Metropolis, because essentially, Metropolis has a requirement, or an activation requirement, if I can do these stairs, which I apparently cannot, whereby you need, I think it's 25 orbs. I actually don't know what the requirement is. But the Professor, who is a character in this game, he's a scientist. He's the one who actually got Spyro to Avalar to try and fight off Ripto. But he's there, and yeah, we need a certain number of orbs to access the level. But except we don't. As we saw with the Dragon Shores entry, and here, level portals, when they're not active, are stored beneath the portal. So that means that we can glide or swim out of bounds and access the levels without them actually being unlocked. We'll use that a couple of times, say Dragon Shores, we'll do it a couple of times later on in the game as well. But yeah. That gen that's right, I actually wasn't paying attention, it should have been. But yeah, this is Metropolis. This is another robotic, futuristic level. So we're going to move around here, get these gems. There's this Ox here who's been terrorizing the people of Metropolis. And you're meant to, in the developer intended way of doing this is that you flame the bombs at him when he knocks them out of you. But we can just fireball him 5 times and kill him, it's fine. We're going to do a little out of bounds hit. And then another out of bounds jump. And then we're going to kill some UFOs. So these UFOs are also pestering the people of Metropolis with some well-placed fireballs. There's 2. Hopefully we'll get this 3rd one in a second. Nice, I got that gem as well. Good. So I hit that cycle really nicely. That's quite a difficult thing to do, getting all 3 of those UFOs and all of the gems that I got. There are some gems behind me here that I would have liked to have got in that cycle, but I didn't. So that's fine. To do that after the second batch of UFOs. There's 5 more. And he's going low. So there's this last UFO which can go low or high. He went low. That's fine. If I can hit him, that is. I don't really like when he goes low, it has to be said. I much prefer when he goes high. But there we go. That's the last orb of this level. You see we collected 4 orbs in no time, because that NPC gives us an orb for just getting to her. Because essentially, well, when we finished Glimmer, what you saw was that we got a talisman. And in theory, those are the like power elements of this game, or of the levels. I didn't get those gems behind me, did I? So I need to get them. But the orbs are rewards for finishing the levels in the final homeworld. There's only 14 talisman, you only get those in the first 2 homeworlds. So yeah, we get to the end of the level, we got the orb. Those are all gems, that's good. And we're out. Not bad. So you'll see that the double jump, the routing, the fireball, all that stuff makes this game much quicker to complete than you would if you were playing it from scratch, without the fireball, without any abilities, that kind of thing. Which is really cool. Okay. Double jumping is hard. Okay, so we're going to go to our first speedway. Speedways have 2 sections to them. So there's a time attack where there are 4 sets of 8 different collectibles. I say collectibles. Collectibles is maybe not the right word, but in this level we've got to kill some rams, break some tractors, go through some rings and kill some vultures as well. So we'll do that as quick as we can. And then there's a Hunter challenge. So Hunter is another NPC in this game. He's another resident of Avalar. He'll give us some orbs for doing some different challenges. Speedways are a great time to talk through donations or anything else, because there's not a whole lot going on here. But yeah, what you'll see is we'll go through all these rings. Again, there's a fairly specific route to all of these speedways to try and do it as quickly as possible. I do a kind of medium route here. There is a harder route, which a couple of people do. I don't really love this one, so that's sad. That was going to be a really nice speedway otherwise. 37, yeah, okay. I'm usually aiming for like a 34 there, that's fine though. Oop. Then we're going to go over to the Hunter Challenge. The Hunter Challenge is an auto-scroller. He's got a remote control plane. And he wants to shoot down these balloons. It's quite loud, about 45 seconds. Essentially send all these projectiles to the balloons. We're going to break all the balloons and win. As I say, speedways are a great time for donations. As I'm recording this separately, we don't have donations. We're going to talk through actually one of the mechanics of this game. So beating Ripto gives us a few things. So I mentioned earlier that we bought the swim ability, and I also mentioned earlier that we skipped the climb ability. There's a third ability, which is head dash. Now, beating Ripto gives us all three of those abilities. So even if you don't have swim bought when you play Ripto, when you beat him, that means you get the ability. You get climb, you get head dash. So we don't have to worry about paying money bags for them. Beating Ripto clears all of the money bags requirements. So that also includes like levels, because you have to pay money bags to get into Canyon Speedway, and also Icy Speedway, and Zephyr, and Shady Oasis, and Aquaria Towers. I think I got all the levels there. That's us done with Canyon Speedway, by the way. Yeah, so you get all those abilities, but there's also a secret ability that you get for beating Ripto that I think a lot of people didn't know about. I didn't know about it until I came into speedrunning this game. So Sparks the Dragonfly, you'll see here, the blue guy with me, picking up all these gems. He collects all these gems for us, which makes life easier. We don't have to touch all of the gems as long as we've got Sparks. But beating Ripto gives us an extended Sparks range, which means that he'll pick up gems from further away than he would when you start the game. Now, understandably, that makes life a lot easier, because it means we can take a lot better lines, we don't have to veer quite as close to gems to actually collect them. So that makes all of the movement much quicker. So that's a really essential part of this game. And actually, there was up until about 2017, the 100% category didn't do Ripto early, so it did the boss skips to get Fireball. And it did another skip in Dragon Shores called Theatre, which essentially gets you all of the it gets you the swim, climb, and the head bash, but it doesn't give you extended Sparks range, and you obviously get a Fireball as well. But Ripto was done last, and then in about 2017 it changed, and now Ripto's part of the boss rush at the start. You have the early Sparks, the extended Sparks, and it makes the game a lot easier. So this is Mystic Marsh. You'll see we talked to the Professor, and we got an egg. He's lost his pencil. The Professor has lost his pencil. Sound the alarms. But that means that he can't do whatever work he's trying to do, and we need to help him recover the pencil. So he does have this egg.
What?
And he says to us, "Hey Spyro, take this egg and trade it for my pencil," because that's how this world works. But we're going to do that. So this is another case where we're doing two separate missions at once. So we're doing the pencil challenge, and this will take us around the level because we need to trade it for, in this case, a seed, and then we'll trade the seed for something else. But we're also trying to help this guy who's had these thieves come and steal the spark plugs from his car. And again, the level routine means that we can do both these things at once. So you'll see one of the thieves up there on the right. I was meant to snipe him just now, but I missed. So we'll just use our aim and kill him now. Wait for him to die. There's an animation that plays when you get the spark plug, and pausing will skip it. Or not skip it, but it'll... well, it will skip it, but it just gives us back control of the Spyro quicker, because when the animation plays into game, we can't control Spyro, he's locked. But yeah, you pause it, and the game can't give us back control. So we'll spit this duck into the river. This is a really awkward thing. There's a very specific area there where the duck mother, the duck father, whatever it is, will actually acknowledge that the baby duck is in the water with it. So we need to make sure that was right. But yeah, we'll collect all these gems. What have we got now? We've got to turn it, haven't we? Okay, so we'll do a little overlap here. Okay. So we're going to get warped here to this NPC, Basil. So we've saved him, he gives us an orb, we've got all his spark plugs back. But I was trying to get a glide out there and get all those gems before getting warped, but I didn't do that, so we just have to recover them at the end. That's no big deal. So yeah, now we're going to finish the Professor's Challenge. We've got this turnip, we're going to split this into this cauldron, hopefully, and also land in here. Perfect. Overlap is actually really a big theme of this game and this routing. There's a lot of cases where you're trying to do two things at once, whether that's challenge-wise or actually like in an actual movement. So you'll see with that cauldron, for example, I was trying to split the turnip into the cauldron and also dive into that pool where there are some gems at the same time. And obviously, that's quicker, because it means that we don't have to worry about waiting for the coin to come out properly of the cauldron. And it also means that, yeah, we don't have to like dive into the water again after seeing the turnip land in the cauldron. So that's Mystic Marsh. Mystic Marsh is quite a fun level. A lot of people dislike it, and certainly casually I can understand why it's annoying. But yeah, with the fireball and the routing we have, that's actually quite a fun level. We're going to break this boulder with a little head bash. I think that's the first use of our head bash in this game. Get some of these gems, and then we're going to go talk to the professor, who's going to give us access to Cloud Temples, because we have the 15 orbs or whatever it is that we need to actually get into here. The level routing of Cloud Temples is quite simple. A lot of these levels in this game are essentially donuts, and that means that the start and the end are kind of in the same place. So, for example, you see with Mystic Marsh, the level we were just in, that like we were dropping down from the end to the start really quickly. This is much more linear, this level. Which means that the routing is much more simple, because we just have to get to the end. We have to get through all this bit here, and get toward, yeah, just collect everything on our way. So yeah, 2 double jumps here. We're going to try and help this guy, Mergen. Their bell towers are being haunted by spirits, I think. Something like that. We basically have to activate the bells. So with some well-aimed fireballs, or one well-aimed fireball and one specific fireball, we can activate the bells. There's one more bell up here. Casually, you're meant to kill a load of enemies and get a power-up that allows you to freeze things, give you a freeze breath. And there are some NPCs, or I don't know what they are actually, but you basically freeze them and use them as platforms. We're not doing that. We're just going to double jump places and fireball the bells. We're going to kill this wizard and get warped up here. And then we're going to do what's called Agent Zero Skill. So let's try and I'll explain it once I've done it. Good. So this guy is a secret agent, and we have to hide behind this tree and follow him to his hideout for an orb. But we also want to get the end of level orb. So I shot the enemy here in this cave to get us there. But if you off-screen him quickly enough, it delays his death. And you can go and talk to Agent Zero, start the challenge, hide behind the tree so Agent Zero starts walking, because he doesn't want you following him, so you need to be hidden behind the tree. But yeah, it delays that enemy's death. And then you can start the challenge and get warped to the end of level, get the orb. The challenge has started here with Agent Zero, and you can finish it. Don't get seen. We have to restart if we get seen. Missed that red. That's fine, I can get that now. Okay.
What? You meant?
Agent Zero is kind of a meme, but we followed him, we got there, and we're done with Cloud Temples. And we're actually pretty much done with Winter Tundra as well. That's one of the 3 homeworlds that are pretty much complete. We just have a few more gems to collect, and then we're going to go back to Summer Forest. Again, the routing of this game is slightly weird, but it's because of the boss rush. We need all the abilities to do the game fast, and then it's like, well, we're in Winter Tundra having beaten Ripto, so we may as well just stay here and do these levels first. Now, it looks like I've missed that yellow. It looks like I've missed that gem that's worth 10. But actually, that gem collects on the very last possible frame. That's one of my very few discoveries in this game. I say discoveries. Discovery? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I researched that and do that. It's slightly slower than the optimal thing, but I don't really get on very well with the optimal thing. So we do that. It's fine. Only just like half a second. But it looks very cool. Anyway, this is Colossus. So this is the first of the levels in Summer Forest that we're going to do. I did get that gem, that's good. So again, this level's routing depends on a challenge that will take us through the level. So you see those statues over there. We're going to talk to the professor in a second, once I do a couple of fairly precise out-of-bounds double jumps, actually. That's the first one that I failed. So we're going to get onto this this tiki head, this idol head, whatever it is. There are some baskets the other side of that wall, which if we fireball the wall and charge at the same time, we can get the gems.
Keep going, Spyro.
So the professor's telling us that the statues are haunted by spirits, so we need to free them. So we flame or fireball them in this case, and we free the statues from the spirits. You see, there are 10 of those. So yeah, we need to activate that as quick as we can, and then just route the rest of the level around that. Fairly difficult double jump that actually. We're going to get to the talisman. We're back to talismans here. So actually the story of this level is that this Yeti has been hounding the people of Colossus. And we just need to get to the end of the level. And the Yeti kills himself, really. His aggression is too much and that idol head falls on him. Which is sad for the Yeti, really, but I mean, it's his own fault. He shouldn't be jumping so aggressively. We'll get this old statue, and then we're going to come to hockey. If you've played this game, you'll probably have been haunted by hockey at some point in your life. There are some strats here that we do that make this much easier.
You have two
Which I'll do, because this is quite hard.
5 goals in the red goal.
So I'll try and do this properly and then explain it. That's good. Okay. Didn't really like how I did that one. One more. Okay, so with what is essentially a neutral jump, which is pressing X and square at the same time, and then holding down right, getting us a sharper right direction, we can get in front of the goalkeeper, do a sharp left turn, and then swallow that puck before the goalkeeper gets it, and then put it in at the near post. Ooh. We can do that 5 times, and yeah, that makes probably one much easier. Because the game wants the goalkeeper to hit the puck out, and then you have to chase it around the arena, and it takes ages. Hockey 2 is against this other player, this guy in red. And this one's kind of simpler, but also kind of more difficult. Or more complicated, I should say. That's a mistake. So the NPC will fire out the puck, and then our goalkeeper on the left here will hit it in one of 2 directions, either in front of us or behind us. And we basically have to react and get the puck, and just put it into the opposition goal. I made a couple of mistakes on this one, so this is a bit annoying, but that's fine. That's not too bad. It's a fairly okay hockey, I'd say. And that's us done with hockey. So now we're just going to go and clean up the rest of the level. We've got a few more statues to get. I should talk about that movement, actually. That's called Spyro. So that is a X and a square press in sort of rapid succession, or consecutive pressing. So it's like X square, X square, X square. It's like quite rhythmical. And think of it as like grappling around a wall. So it's called Spyro-Man. And it basically originates from a combination of Spider-Man and Spyro.
Well done.
You'll see as well we can walk to the professor because we got the last statue. But yeah, Spyro-Man, yeah, it's like it's like Spyro is Spider-Man and sort of grappling around walls. That's bad. I missed my jump input there, that's not an issue. We can just do a little back up here. But yeah, the Sproder lets us get to some places. There is a fair few tricks that we can do with that, including what's called Sproder Interrupto, where instead of swimming into Ripto as we did, we can do that Sproder around the wall outside the edge of the castle, and get in there without needing to buy swim, or needing to swim in air, or unlock swim in any way. It's useful for any percent, and also 14 Talisman, which is the kind of non-boss skip any percent. Because you don't have to go and buy swim, you don't have to go into Dragon Shores and unlock swim. It makes the whole process a lot quicker. The problem with Sproder Interrupto is the hardest trick in the entire series, because it's like 5 consecutive really tough inputs that are really precise. I don't know how to do it, but yeah, that is a thing that exists. Anyway, we're into Idle Springs. Again, level routing is based on one specific orb. There is a guy who has a load of puzzles for us. Foreman Bob, I think his name is. So he has 3 challenges. So the first one is this puzzle challenge. Looks really hard, but you just stand on these 4 corners. We need to light them all up yellow. Foreman Bud is his name. Yeah, so that's the first challenge. He has an orb. If we can do all 3 challenges, because it'll unlock his little toolbox that he has next to him. Now this is infamous. This is fish. So this idol is hungry, but he's a very picky idol. So he'll only eat fish of a specific colour, specifically blue or orange. If you fire a red fish into his mouth, he'll vomit. I'm not sure, I can't remember actually if it's all the fish he'll get rid of, or just some of them. But yeah, you don't want to be flaming these red fish, as we want as few red fish as possible. We want as many of the blues and the oranges, and ideally as quick as possible. This has been a really good fish actually so far. There's still time for it to change because I still need 2 more. Yeah, that's a really good fish. Anything on my split timer that's sub 2 minutes leaving fish is really, really good. Really good. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with this movement, but you know. Yeah, so the last challenge is a bit further through the level, so we can just continue on. Get some gems. Get that gem, get that gem, get that gem. Kill that guy. At a certain point, so that idol is following the NPC around. If the NPC gets slightly further around that bit of rock in his walk, even when you kill the idol, the NPC will do a loop around the rock in the way that he was doing, and it gets 10 seconds. So it's really important that that idol, once we get into that room, that's the first thing we do, is kill that idol. But here's the last puzzle. We've got to stand on these stones in correct order. There's 2 different orders. I'm going to do one of them, but you can do this but backwards, basically, is the other order. You've got to match them. We flame them. Sparks will collect those gems while we're watching that cutscene, so we don't have to worry about the fact that we didn't see them collect. That's fine. Another proxy there with the chest. A very easy proxy actually. You can do that at home quite easily. I'd say it works the same way as Penguin, where the game doesn't want us to get stuck on that box, so we can charge jump onto it, press X at the right time, and get shot up into the air, which is really good because it gets us out of bounds. Last orb. These idols are stopping the hula girls from dancing, and they've trapped the lead hula girl, I guess. But we break all the idols, get all the dancers there. They do a little rain dance, and we're good. Oh, okay, that was good. We do a little supercharge against the rock, and we get a lot of height, which is really cool.
Spyro.
And then this is the end of the level. So there's a couple of gems just behind this guy, but then we're done. It's been a really nice Idle Springs actually. I'd be really happy with this. Oh, come on. Okay. Not bad. Kind of a shame about the ending, but what can you do? So we're now going to go and do a Hunter challenge. Hunter's going to teach us some things. So Hunter is going to teach us how to jump and how to glide and how to hover.
Okay.
We've been doing it for 44 minutes, but he's going to teach us anyway.
Nice.
It's a really funny quirk of the game. There's no way to skip this either. Like, you can't... Ooh. Wow, that's a mistake I've not made in a while. Yeah. Don't bonk Hunter, you drop down, and that's a problem. He's going to say to us, don't worry.
To hover.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently I do need this challenge. But yeah, there's no way to skip to the end of this. Like, you have to actually follow him, listen to all his dialogue, or start listening to his dialogue and skip it. But he'll give us an orb, which is handy.
Wow.
Then we're going to do a double jump over here. Get that orb. And then we're going to do this swim tunnel in reverse. The intended way to get the orb is to swim the way I've just come. And yeah, get to the end of the tunnel, but we're going to do that. And we're going to do another swim in air. This one's annoying. There we go. Yeah, that's a really annoying one. Sometimes it works quickly, sometimes it doesn't. It just is. Yeah, we're out of bounds now. We'll get another couple of orbs, and then we'll swim into Ocean Speedway. Hopefully get stars. Okay. We're meant to climb up here, but we don't. We just swim. The extended sparks range, as I say, means that we can get those red gems very, very easily. And then, yeah, the portal for Ocean Speedway is stored underneath, so we'll swim into that. I think this is the last out-of-bounds portal we'll enter via, I think. The Ocean Speedway route is quite hard to get right. You basically fireball 5 boats at the start. We fireball these 2 cars that complete the track. We get these arches, and then we kind of just follow the level around, actually. The cars, the arches. Get that car, that was very scary. Get that car, get the cars, get the rest of the arches. There are some rings we'll get as well, and then we'll get the last of the boats. And then we'll be done. And hopefully the timer will be like 45, 46. .45.43. That's a really good time. I'm happy with that. That went pretty well. And then there's another Hunter challenge. We'll talk to Queen Finny.
I guess not. Right.
And she'll tell us that we need to follow Hunter's rings, or follow Hunter around all these rings. Which we're going to kind of do. We're going to do a little one. We're going to do a little skip where we get some of the rings before he does, because it makes it quicker. This is quite challenging. This is a really challenging speedway, actually, to try and do like optimally and well. So he's going to go in front of us. We're going to dive down right. We're going to get that ring. We're going to get that ring. We're going to get that ring. Good. We're going to get this one. He's going to fly through that one as we fly in the opposite direction. That's good. And then we get these last 6 ones when he's nowhere near. The home world movement could have been better, but I'm really happy with how the actual Ocean Speedway went. That's very easy to get wrong, and very easy to lose like a minute if you get it wrong. But yeah, that was nice. But that's us done with Ocean Speedway. We're pretty much at the halfway point of the game now. We're just short of halfway on the gems. We've got 32 orbs. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. Next level's going to be Harikos. We'll get these few gems before we go in there, and we'll enter. Harikos, we're going to do a few double jumps to get out of bounds again. We're going to collect a couple of orbs very quickly. And go from there. I really love this level. This is one of my favourite levels in the speedrun. The movement is a lot of fun. So we'll get all of this stuff in this open area at the start, because we won't come back here. Do this double jump. We're meant to get like some spark plugs or some bulbs of some kind. That's a bad double jump. That's okay. We can do a little backup and just get back onto this roof. Yeah, we're meant to undo those electric gates with some spark plugs, but we don't do that. We just jump over the top.
Spyro.
Oh, yeah. I'll actually let some of the talisman or one of the NPCs in a second here.
The next glides get tricky. You'll have to use your hover maneuver.
So this guy is actually just
Remember to press
SpongeBob.
triangle. You are very
Tom
close to
Kenny
the winning
voiced,
point.
well, Spyro, but various characters in this game. Spyro, the Professor, these guys in Haruko's. This game came out, what, like 3 months after
Thanks for
SpongeBob
shutting
first aired? I don't know what Tom Kenny recorded first, but yeah, this is the SpongeBob level. We can fireball charge those two baskets. Fireball charge is essentially that if you charge through a basket, the game will hone the gem into you, because it wants you to be able to move. It doesn't want you to like break the basket and then not get the gem. So if you charge through stuff, as I've been doing, the game will just give you the gem. But you can trick the game into thinking you're charging by fireballing or flaming a basket when you're really near it, and then charging quickly while it's breaking. And the game will think, oh, it's been charged. And that means that we can collect gems from baskets and vases much quicker than we would do if we had to actually go through them. Yes, we've almost got all the gems, and we're going to come to the last orb of the level, which is Lightning Thieves. So there's some, excuse me, some purple thieves that have been stealing the lightning orbs that light up these towers and provide Haruko's with some energy. So we need to place these lightning orbs onto the platforms, and then kill all of the 10 purple lightning thieves, and we get an orb. There's a really specific order to this that I'm doing, and this order means that we know exactly when and where each of the thieves are going to spawn, which just makes it really consistent. So the alarm blaring means that they're activating. Kind of sucks that guy took that one off, but that's fine. I got the spawns I wanted. So I know that guy's going to be there, I know that guy's going to be there. There's going to be a guy in the corner on the right here. Like that. We can get that. We can place this last one in. Same as last one. That one's going to be there, and then we can place one more on here. And I know if I stand here, these two are going to spawn in that direction. Do a cool fireball there. And we're done with Haruko's.
Thank you, Spyro.
Lightning Thieves can go really wrong really quickly if you miss your timing, if you bonk, if you don't place a lightning stone properly. And especially if you're doing it casually and you aren't following any kind of route, you're just kind of vibing. That can take a long time. It's really frustrating, but the route we do makes it really easy. Now we're going to go to Sunny Beach. This is a really fun level as well. There's some cool movement at the start. Again, this is another level that's quite linear. It's not very easy to get from the end to the start again. So we'll do a lot of cleanup as we go. I kind of didn't get the movement right, it's fine. So there's these boxes with baby turtles in. Excuse me. And they've been trapped, and we need to rescue them. I'd love a jump in water. Jumping in water is, or any input in water actually, is very laggy. So occasionally you'll see me miss things if I'm in water. But yeah, there are 7 baby turtle boxes. Our fireball will break the boxes and rescue baby turtles. So I've done what, 3 now? I think it's just 4. That's 4. Again, the intended way of doing that is you kill a load of enemies, and then this power-up gate there will give you a fireball, by which you can break all of the turtle boxes. But we have the fireball anyway, so we'll just do it as we go along. We've got 6 now. There's 7 of these, so there's 1 more. We'll fireball this turtle so he stands on this button, opens this door, and this is the talisman. Really nice sunny beach so far, actually. That was clean. Yeah, so we get the talisman. We'll go down and get these gems, but you'll see that I'm going to ignore this baby turtle box. I missed that bottom, didn't I? We're going to ignore that baby turtle box in a moment, because we're going to go and do turtle soup. So this master chef here. Oh, talk to him first. This master chef has kidnapped a load of turtles. Actually, has he kidnapped them? I'm not sure. Anyway, these turtles are going to jump out of these pipes, and they have a weird sense of wanting to jump into that cauldron. And if they jump into that cauldron, the master chef is going to make turtle soup out of them, and we don't want that. So we're going to rescue them by charging them. Now, you can fireball them. At close range, the fireball works really weirdly on them. So I try not to fireball them unless they're like all the way over there and aren't quite going in. I'd much rather charge them into the water. But if you charge them into the water, they'll go into a pipe, and they'll be saved. Yeah. So for example, this guy here. You know what? He got too close. I wanted to charge him. I didn't trust it. So that was fine. Any closer, I'd have been a bit scared, because yeah, if you fireball them from too close, they can just get stuck going on weird like horizontal lines, and it makes it really, really hard to get them into the water, which we don't want to do. Obviously, we want to do it as quick as possible. But we've saved all the turtles. We got 2 orbs, and then we're going to fireball through the ground, because in water, if you fireball, oh, what did I miss? Where did I miss a turtle box? Oh, I know exactly which one I missed. That was weird. This has happened to me before. Where I'm gonna have to check back the footage on that. That's happened to me in a run before, where the fireball just gets blocked by something on that turtle box. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to ask the community about that, because that's happened to me twice now, and I don't like it. Essentially, what should happen is that when I fireballed through the ground there onto that turtle box, the one that I thought was going to be the last one was actually the 6th one. I get warped to the NPC that gives us the orb. So yeah, that's why we don't fireball it originally, because we can do baby turtle or turtle soup, and then fireball that box and get warped to where we need to go. But obviously, it didn't quite happen like that. What can you do? Anyway, this is Aquaria Towers. This is the last level of Summer Forest. I paused too early. We hit that button, get some water. So essentially, these enemies have come in and they've taken all of the water from Aquaria Towers. This is a level with a load of seahorse residents. So we need to hit the buttons to reactivate all the water so that they can live. Again, I was doing a fireball through the wall there. You'll see that the fireballs underwater become these like little stars, and yeah, they travel through walls or through surfaces. Basically, if you're too close to a surface, they'll go through. So we can use that to our advantage. Hit the button, and that button that we hit through the wall basically fills pretty much the entire level with water, which means we can swim around it. We're doing the level back to front. Because that makes it easier. So we'll collect these gems. Then we're going to do a very difficult and potentially dangerous strat. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay, so there's a strong chest in there with a load of gems in it. There's also 4 sharks. Now you'll notice from before that I was killing all the sharks in the first tunnel. If the sharks see you and they come and eat you, you die. Like, straight up. At a certain point with them swimming at you, you're just locked, you can't kill them. They'll just eat you no matter what. But that pool of sharks, we can dive in. We can fireball the ground near the strong chest, break the strong chest, kill one of the sharks that's about to eat us. Kill a couple of other sharks, and then we can fireball the surface as we're jumping out of the water, sorry. And that will get rid of any sharks that are trying to chase us. Because if you jump out without fireballing the surface, a shark will follow you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It'll follow you and it'll eat you, and you just die. You can lure it like all the way up here to this part of the level. You can delay it, and I guess you can leave the level before it kills you. But yeah, the shark, if you don't fireball the surface and you're coming out there, the shark will just eat you, and we don't want that.
I've been trying. Ray, hop on his back.
But yeah, we're doing another hunter challenge now. This is mantas, so there are two of these. He's got this manta ray, he wants us to train it, so we're going to follow the seahorse that's Bubbles. We're going to collect all these gems as we go, which just means we don't have to do the same route twice. I missed that red gem down there, which is kind of annoying, but I can recover it in the second mantis session.
Well done.
The second one's a bit harder.
Now that
There's more bubbles, there's a kind of slightly more complicated route, but it should be fine. Yeah, so we'll go through all these bubbles. Get this red gem. Again, the extended spark range coming in clutch. So I'm doing these last two bubble rings out of order, because that's technically quicker than doing the second last one, then getting the gems, then doing the last one. There is a slight risk with it though. If you go through the last bubble without having done the second last one, there's a really weird set of soft locks that can happen. Well, I say that can happen, but do happen. There's a couple of different types of ones. I've had two different types of ones. One of them I can get out of with pausing and exiting the level. One of them is essentially just a crash, because Spyro will go zooming around the arena. You can't pause, there's no way of getting out of it other than like resetting the console. So we really, really don't want to do that. And we didn't, so that's good. But yeah, that was Summer Forest completed. So we've done 2 of the 3 homeworlds. And now we're going to finish off Autumn Plains. Again, it's a weird quirk of the routing of this game that the last homeworld we do is the second homeworld of the game itself. But yeah, that's what it is. This is Scorch. This is a notorious level as well. We'll see why in a second. It's also one of the longest. Second longest, I think. Yeah, so we'll do a few out of bounds jumps. We're meant to hit the buttons on those platforms, which will raise some flags and open some doors, and we can follow. We can get our way around the level, but we'll actually just do a double jump. We'll talk to this NPC. So there's a guy called Bombo, who has been stealing the flags. There's no way that didn't break the fireworks bottle. You see him up there. So we activate the button. You'll see Bombo's got the flag in his hand. So we fireball him off the flagpole, and then we follow him. Now, if any of these like clear bombs hits us, we have to go back to where we started with him and follow him again. So we avoid them. They're completely RNG. When he throws them, where he throws them, the way they bounce, everything, it's just completely random. So it can be frustrating, it can be very easy to fail. There's 3 of these cycles. We start from further along each time. That's a really bad position. See 1 and 2 there. Did I get in? Yeah, cool. So we'll finish off him in a second. For the moment, we need to feed Hunter.
Great.
Just to be clear, the dialogue says that the monkeys have escaped from the Avalar Zoo, but
Follow me.
Hunter's a cheater, we know better. we know that he's actually having these for lunch. Anyway, there are 6 monkeys. We need to fireball or charge. The game wants you to charge, but we have the fireball, so it's easier. We want to fireball the trees when Hunter is standing underneath with his basket. And he can catch the monkeys. And for this, he'll give us an orb. Last one. There we go.
Thanks for your help.
So we've got the monkeys, and now we're going to do Bombo 2.
Still after my
So this one's, yeah, a little bit harder because we have to go further. But yeah, hopefully we don't get Bombo. On the bridge here, I'm going to go on the bridge here in a second. This is basically a blind turn, so it's very easy. If you get Bomboed, it's probably going to be there. Which is frustrating, but again, not much you can do about it. But we evade him, he'll loop round, return the flag, and yeah, we'll just have one more to do.
You're so...
So we can do a little movement back to the start of the level in a second here. This whirlwind will take us back to where we started. Cool, hit Bombo, nice. This camel can sometimes hit us in the dialogue, which hopefully he's not going to do. Good. It's the only enemy in the entire game that can hit you when you're in dialogue. It's really stupid. And I'll get all these gems. Yeah. Do a nice little out of bounds double jump and glide. Taking that enemy out, and as long as you don't go too far right when you charge, should make Bombo follow us. I hope. So we get through this dialogue as quick as we can on the talisman, and we should be able to get through the gap between the NPC and the flag before Bombo comes along. We can do a little glide, we can get these last gems while he's finishing his cycle. We'll get the last orb,
Great job!
and we'll be done. That was a fairly solid scorch. Not too bad. And there we go. We have 9 levels left. So the next level is going to be Breeze Harbour. Now this level has had a major reroute in the last 3 months? Definitely recently. So we're going to do a swim in air in Breeze Harbour. It's one of the easiest tricks in the game. There's actually 2 of the easiest tricks in the game here. We have the swim in air that we're going to do. There's also a proxy off a clam in the same area that you we do the swim in air. I mean, there's multiple clams in the level. You can do it any way you want. But the clam proxy is the easiest proxy in the entire game. It used to be part of the route, but it is not anymore, which is kind of sad because I do like clam. Good. Yeah, so one of the objectives here is the mines are annoying the residents of Breeze Harbour. So we're going to break all the mines as we go. So we need to activate that fire to get that water level up, so that when we come back to here in a second, we're going to be able to do this with air. And then we're going to do, this is the trolley mission. If you've played this game, you'll be familiar with the iconic Trouble with Trolley, dialogue from the NPC that gives us the orb here. But essentially, the NPC has lost all of his gears. There are 50 of them. And he wants us to go around on a little trolley and collect them all in one go. But we aren't going to do that. We just double jump up here. We can collect all of these out of the trolley, just charging around the level. You need to get all 50. If you don't get all 50 and you talk to the NPC, he'll be like, go and get my gears, please. And then the counter will start at 0. So if you miss 1, you can get to 1. Because there's 1 on the track, and you can't get any more, and you can't get the orb. You have to actually, like, fail the challenge or die. in order to reset the gears. Missing that mine is really annoying. This mine is really precise. There we go.
Thanks.
So it's very easy to miss. But there we go. So we get the orb. So we've saved the mines. Yeah, so we're going to go and do the swim in air. The swim in air is dangerous. These enemies, these firefighter type guys and the bucket guys that will spit water. The big guys will like shoot water at you. The bucket guys will spit water at you. If either of them send water onto you and damage you, the game crashes. Every time, the game will always crash. So you need to be very careful. Do not take damage from the enemy. I'm going to take a very high line above that enemy just to make sure I don't. Yeah.
Thanks for
That's the risk with this route. Is that yeah, if you get damaged by an enemy, if you land on like lava or something, there is some lava in this level. That just takes you out of swim state and damages you normally. I'm going to take this quite safe. Didn't like how long that took me to do. Usually I'd go in between the bucket guy and the big guy. This is quite a dangerous spot. But hopefully I won't get damage. No, we're good. Did I get a basket? Yes.
That was.
Yeah. So as I say, this is quite a new route. With the swim. We used to not do the swim. But yeah, Zachary Lawrence, who's at the moment third on the 100% leaderboard, a big grinder of this game, a big kind of optimizer of this game, basically routed the level with the swim in. And it's like, it saved, I think, 6 seconds. He improved the community gold on that level by with that routing. I improved my own gold by like 5 seconds, and I still got more time I can save there. But it does just make it easier. I know the risk of crashing is obviously not ideal, but you shouldn't really crash. You should be able to just move around without that happening. But yeah, we're into Skelos Badlands now. This is quite a tricky level actually, because there's a lot of damage abusing here. So again, we're routing this based on a couple of orbs, or a couple of things actually. One is a mystery jar, so the mystery jar is back. And another is a bone mission. So there's a guy who has a skeleton friend, but these dogs here have gone and stolen his bones, which is really, really mean of them. So we're basically rooting around, following the mystery jar, which I just sniped. There'll be another one in this tunnel here. You'll see I'm doing a couple of damage abuses here, just to get to places that the game doesn't want me to. But yeah, we'll follow this route. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, we'll get all these bones as we go along. As I say, this is quite a dangerous route because we do have damage abuse off the lava quite a few times. We're going to get this fodder and replenish our sparks health a little bit. But we're going to do another damage abuse in a second. If you damage abuse, or if you make a mistake and hit the lava one more time than you want to, it's very easy to die in this level. When you die, the bones do not restart. You keep, like, if you've got 6 at the moment, say, and I die now, I keep all 6. But the mystery jar resets, so you have to waste a lot of time to go and get the mystery jar again and start the challenge. Like, follow the way around the level. Fun fact, the world record, which is a 1:32:57 by Bluntbones, who's an absolute legend of this game, he dies in here. Like, his world record dies in this level, and he loses 25 seconds, 30 seconds doing that, which is kind of wild, really. And it's insane to think how, like, much more optimized this game can be at world record level. It's an hour-and-a-half category, so it's difficult. But yeah, like, the world record certainly is, like, nowhere near perfect. Which, of course, is to not take away from what is otherwise a fantastic run. But yeah, just quite funny that world record dies in this level and loses a big chunk of time. I haven't died in this level, which is really good. Because yeah, dying here is one of my least favourite places to die because you just lose so much time. Yeah, we've got all the gems, we've got the talisman, we're just doing these last couple of orbs. These lizards, dinosaurs, whatever we want to call them, they're pestering the residents of Skelos Badlands, so we just need to get rid of them. There was 8 in the first cycle, there's 8 in this cycle.
Thank you for
we've done that.
helping.
That's us done. When Skelos Badlands goes well, it's a really fun level. But there we go. So what's that? 7 levels left. Yeah, 7 levels left. As I said at the start, like this game goes right really quickly when you've got the fireball, you've got the routing that we do, all the abilities, that kind of stuff. It goes a lot slower when I make mistakes like missing a vase very easily. So you'll see this is where we started in Autumn Plains, the start of the homeworld. There was a level to our right when we loaded into this homeworld for the first time, but as I say, we don't go into those until we have Fireball. So yeah, this Crystal Glacier. This is another one of a bit of a rush, because we need to kill 15 enemies to get the power-up gate. The power-up gate in this level is a super flight. So yeah, we need to get rid of all these enemies, get the talisman, and then we'll do an orb that uses the super flight. That's a really difficult jump. I've been failing that a lot the last couple of weeks, so I'm quite glad I got that. That's a big double jump and a glide, and it's really, really awkward. I'm glad I got that. This level has been going quite nicely so far. But yeah, we'll root around, we'll get all these gems. I think I want 10 enemies, so I don't need to kill that big snowman guy, because I can get the last 5 that I need. So, oh, I'm actually on 11. Okay, that's fine. There is another enemy here I can kill. Okay, I actually tried to fireball there, I just missed my circle input, that's fine. The intended way of doing this is that this guy that we're about to talk to has been trapped. I think this is a house or some kind anyway. And we're meant to kill all the enemies and unfreeze the 3 Eskimos. And they'll roll a snowball down a hill, and that'll break that door, and we can get into the NPC. But as you just saw, the roof is not solid, so we can just do a little double jump and get in. And that's fine. So this is Draklets. These Draklets are pestering, again, the world of Crystal Glacier. So we're going to go through and take them all out. Fun fact with this, if you don't have the Superfly, you can't complete this challenge. You can go around, you can like, get rid of them all. They do respawn after 30 seconds or so. I don't know exactly what the timing is. But you don't, you know, like, that first one I killed here, I killed it before we started doing any of the tunnel, and he comes back. If you get them down to 0, they don't respawn. But yeah, if you do that with like 10 enemies and don't have the Superfly, then the challenge just doesn't complete until you have enough enemies, which is really weird. But anyway, we've done that, and then we come to George. Everyone say hi, George. We love George. George is a little snow leopard, and he's been lost. So his owner, Shaman Tuck, I think his name is really sad and needs his snow leopard back. So we're going to rescue George. But in order to rescue George, you know, if anyone's got a cat, it's kind of like a cat. They won't do anything you want until you feed them. So George needs some fish. So we're going to go to each of these 3 fishing holes. We're going to flame the fish. Not bonk George. But yeah, we're going to flame the fish. He's going to eat the fish. And then once we do this 3rd one, he's going to follow us. And I'm going to try a cool strat here. I don't know if I'll get it, because it's a bit inconsistent. But there's a really cool strat here that I'm going to try. Where basically we're going to get him to follow us over the lava. Oh, I think I might have timed it late because I was talking and I didn't hear him finish eating. We're going to jump over this goo. And he follows us. Yes! Okay. It's a little bit slower because I saw him follow. Essentially, what you're meant to do is you're meant to walk around, like, the actual ground. And he'll follow you round. But a skip was discovered a little while back whereby if you... Where that goo is, the two corners on the inside behave a bit weirdly. So by going right into the corner on the left, I went from jumping and then waiting just a fraction in that corner, the NPC side of the goo. He'll walk over the goo. He won't be affected by it, he'll just walk over. And that saves like 3 seconds of the round as opposed to walking him all the way around. I don't really do it in runs unless like they're really bad runs, because it's a little bit inconsistent. When we discovered it, we thought it was quite consistent and quite easy, but turns out it's not. But yeah, that's a really cool strat. If I get accepted into this marathon, I'll go for it, because it loses like 8 if you miss it. So it's annoying if you kind of like, on a PE pace to do it, but it's a really cool thing to do if you can get it working. But yeah. So this is Zephyr. This is I think basically everyone's most hated level in the entire game. And the reason why will become apparent very shortly. Excuse me. We got a boss, not a boss rush, a talisman rush here.
Wow!
So this guy's going to give us a talisman. We've got here as quick as we can, because this upper area is kind of fairly easy. There's just collection. We're going to do a very difficult jump here. Oh, okay. So this scenery jump, it's much harder than it looks like it should be. Essentially, think of that like it's got a roof. So you can't get on top of the wall or the mountain, just double jumping from the talisman area. If you try and get on there, it'll just block you out of bounds. But there was a little crease. And yeah, it's like landing under a little roof, where there was a platform. There was the top, which you can't land on top of, but you can land in that little gap. And that's what we did. So that's a really, really hard jump. I almost failed it. If I fail it, it's fine. I can just use a whirlwind to get back to where I started that whole section, and do another double jump out of bounds. But yeah, the scenery jump is the quickest. It's also the coolest. I think it looks really cool. I definitely remember seeing that the first time that I watched one of these speedruns and was like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah, this is the reason that most people, including myself, hate this level, is its cowlicks. So Bo Peep has lost her cowlicks. They've been wandering around in the wild, and we need to rescue them. And that involves charging them, fireballing them, until we get them back to her? I don't remember whether Bo Peep is. Anyway. Yeah, we've got to get back to Bo Peep's pen, which we can do. Yeah. But these guys walk around a lot. They're really annoying. When you're hitting them, or when you're fireballing them, the way to think of it is like bouncing like a tennis ball or a football against another tennis ball or football. If you hit one at the wrong angle, like they're two circles basically, or two spheres. So if you hit one at a weird angle, they'll jump off at that angle. So you want to hit them like, ideally if you want to do in a straight line, you want to hit them. But you see what I mean there, like that's bounced against the wall of the pen, and so it sends it off at a weird angle. So ideally you're kind of just hitting them straight on. That was a bad glide. Yeah, cowlicks can be a big time loss if you keep on hitting them in the wrong way. Because yeah, they can just like get lost everywhere. This has been pretty good actually, to be fair. We can hopefully do it. Get it? Oh wait, no. In theory, you can hit 3 or 4 cowlicks in at once and complete the challenge. So you could be on like, let's say you're on 4 cowlicks as I was there. If you get 3 in at once, you get warped to Bo Peep. He'll give you the first orb, and then you just need to talk to them again. Let them tell you about the second challenge, and then immediately talk to them again, and they'll just give you the other orb. It saves a bit of time. I couldn't really put a number on it because it depends on where the other cowlicks are. That one I had to chase one of them a little bit further than I'd have liked, so that lost me more time than if they'd been in the same place or right next to the pen, for example. But you know what, that cowlicks was kind of fine. Probably losing about like 30 seconds to my gold on that, which I don't hate. Yeah, cowlicks can be a real nightmare. The developer intended way is for you to kill a load of enemies, get a fireball in that. Well, actually no, it's to charge the first couple. The first couple that I originally got. But yeah, you can get a fireball power up, which expires. Yeah, it's really, really annoying. I don't really know what they were thinking with this orb, to be honest, but... Alright, that was actually a really good Zephyr. I'm happy with that. Zephyr is a level that can spiral out of control and lose you multiple minutes very, very quickly, so... Yeah, for that to be, what, 5 minutes 53, I'll absolutely take. So we'll talk to Alora. She's another one of the NPCs in this game. And she'll give us access to Metro Speedway. You can actually get up to this platform without talking to Alora, without using the whirlwind, but the portal is not active, which is a nice fail-safe from the game. But yeah, this is another speedway. We'll go through here. As I said before, a really good spot for donations because we're just following the time attack. We're breaking all of the arches, we're killing all of these guys. Trying to do this like 44 on the timer at the end would be my aim, I think. Yeah, this is an okay speedway. It's not too hard. Kind of don't mind it. That's gone quite well actually. It's very easy to miss one of the bungee jumpers or one of the birds there with the fireball. 44.30, that's nice. That's a really nice Metro Speedway. Again, there's a harder strat here that I don't do. I really dislike it. Saves like 6, I think, but yeah, I really don't get on very well with it. Then there's another hunter challenge. So there are some thieves that have been taking the money in Metro Speedway, so the mayor wants us to help. The hunter flies around and shoots the thieves, and shoots the gem bag of the thieves. We just have to catch them in the air. There are 12 of them. If we miss one, we have to restart the whole thing, so we'll try not to miss one. I like to fireball that slow sign guy for no reason other than it's fun. That guy has taken the brunt of my fireballs over the year. But yeah, just follow the level around. We'll do a little glide. We won't follow Hunter directly. We'll just land there. That's a little bit quicker than doing it by following Hunter. But yeah, that's Metro Speedway. Not bad. And all of a sudden we have 4 levels left. So we'll talk to Alora. She'll take us to Fracture Hills, which is the next level. The Alora warp is used in a couple of different ways. 14 Talisman, the kind of non-boss rush any % that I mentioned earlier, uses Alora to warp you to another level, well, to Zephyr, the Cowlick level we were just in. Because in the game, you're meant to pay money back to unlock Zephyr. So we route 14 Talisman that you end Autumn Plains on Zephyr before going to Gold. So yeah, Alora will walk you to there in that category. There's actually been a reroute done recently of Autumn Plains in Hundo, whereby instead of doing Scorch first, we do Breeze Harbour first, and then the rest of the levels are the same order, up until here, where Alora walks us to Scorch, and then we do Scorch, and then do Fracture Hills, which is the level we're currently in. I don't do that reroute currently. I think it saves like 4 seconds, but excuse me. I have to wipe like 4 of my golds. It's also more thought than I want to put into it right now, so yeah. I'm fairly happy with the current route. But yeah, there is a new route that saves a little bit of time here. First time a home world's been rerouted in many, many years, which is really cool. So this is the Alchemist. If you've played this game, again, this will be another like horror nightmare memory for you. Hunter has managed to trap himself in some concrete, and this Alchemist has the formula, chemical, whatever, to actually like free him. So he's going to go and help Hunter, but he does a really weird route, and so we need to kill these Earth Shapers. Didn't mean to head bash. Yeah, we need to kill the Earth Shapers so that the Alchemist doesn't get hit, and he can get to Hunter. Again, this is another level where we're doing a couple of things at once. So what you'll see is I've been freeing some Satians.
Man.
So the guys that are encased in like the
As long as
I don't know what colour they would be. That's a terrible movement.
We
whatever colour they are. They're basically encased again in a concretey type of substance. And basically they're going to play some music, and that's going to break the wall essentially that's been put up around the castle. Just over there, we'll see here in this cutscene, you see some of it explodes. There's an NPC in there who will give us a talisman, but yeah, we have to go around. Their music will break it. Do a little double satyr action here, which is really cool. And now we can go into the temple. That's what it's called. It's a temple, it's not a castle. We go to the temple, we can talk to this form. She'll give us a talisman, Sheila. And that's us done with the level. Fracture Hill is another really, really fun level when you've got Fireball. It's a really annoying level casually because with the Alchemist challenge, there's two parts of the Alchemist challenge. The second part is you have to go around with Hunter. He uses his bow and arrow to shoot the Earth Shapers, big guys. And then you have to head bash them to kill them, and he gives you an orb for that. But you don't get head bash until the third homeworld. So if you do that mission, the Alchemist mission, before you go to Winter Tundra, you can't then do the Hunter mission. And if you return, you have to redo the Alchemist. It's really, really annoying. But with Fireball, we kill all the Earth Shapers in the first section with the Alchemist. And yeah, we just get the orb for free. This is Magma Cone. This is Giant Volcano. I'd really love it if Sparks picked up that 10. Yeah, this is a big volcano. So we need to go and close the lid on the volcano. We're going to do another couple of orbs first before we go into the volcano. There's a lot of cleanup outside, and then once we're in the volcano, leaving the volcano is very difficult.
Ace.
Hunter's got a challenge. He's found this cool arena, and these crystal popcorn kernels, I guess we'd call them, pop up out of the floor. So he wants us to get to 10 before he does. What we can do. This has been a pretty good crystal popcorn, actually. Give me one more. That's pretty good.
Okay.
So he'll give us an orb for this, and then he's going to ask us to beat him in a race to 15.
I'll give you
The orbs actually help us defeat Ripto, in theory. Not in this speedrun because of all the glitches and stuff we do. But the orbs, in theory, help us defeat Ripto. And rather than being helpful, Hunter's just like, nah, you're going to have to face me and like beat me in these challenges. He's quite selfish, actually. But yeah, we can beat him in Crystal Popcorn. These are all RNG. There's only ever going to be 3 loaded at once. The smoke puffs tell us where ones are going to come out from.
You're really.
They're a tracker. But yeah, there are only 3 loaded at once. You want to try and stay as central as you can, and yeah, try and collect as many as you can as quick as you can. But that went really well, actually, I would say. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of platforming here. Get all these gems. Oh, didn't need to miss that gem, that's fine, I'll get it in a second. Yeah, get all these gems. Then we're going to go into the volcano. We'll do another orb and another little overlap. Nice. A few out-of-bounds jumps. Some of these jumps I find are like the hardest in the game. I don't know if they should be or if that's just me, but yeah, some of these out-of-bounds double jumps are pretty challenging. I think it's the camera angle, to be honest. But yeah, we'll go in here. We're going to go and talk to this NPC. And they're going to tell us about the fact that they're holding a party, but these guys here, these party crashers, have stolen the party hats. So we need to kill them and get our party hats back. Okay, yeah. There's a balloon that I sniped before going in the Superfly that I did not think I hit. So the fact that I did hit it is really nice. But yeah, we're going to take all these guys out. Really easy with Fireball. And then we're going to do a jump here. Yeah, nice. Land on top of the volcano. The volcano lid will close. We'll get warped to talk to the NPC, the one that Party Crashers won. If we see the dialogue on the Party Crashers NPC, it means we get the orb. If we don't see the dialogue, it means we don't get the orb. But I don't need to go and talk to that guy again. But we then get warped to the talisman because we get the talisman as a reward for closing the volcano lid. We collect the last 2 gems, and yeah, that's Magma Cone complete. That was a really, really nice Magma Cone. I'm really happy with how that went. Yeah. That's that. And there are 2 levels left. So this is Shady Oasis that we're going to go to now. This is the last main level of the game. We've got 13 talisman so far, so this will be our 14th and final talisman. This is an escort mission level, so we get the talisman by taking Shorty the hippo to the end of the level. Shorty's hungry. When Shorty eats an apple, I think it's an apple, we call it an apple, he gets really fat. Very briefly, it gives him a lot of energy, and it means he can break down doors. Yeah, Shorty's hungry. He wants to get to the... Shorty wants to get to the big tree at the end of the level, which we can just sort of see on camera there. So we need to escort them to the mission. What we're doing here as well, there's another mission once we get the talisman that involves us needing a spirit particle gate. There are some trapped hippos. They're encased in, again, some sort of concrete or something. And the power-up gate that we're going to get for having 18 enemies killed will give us an invincibility that means we can walk on that goo, this green goo that we're seeing as we move around the level. We're going to be able to walk on that without taking damage, and it means we'll be able to save the little boats. Yeah, we need a lot of enemies. It's kind of convenient that
Spyro.
we get to kill the enemies like as we're doing the route. We don't have to go out of our way really to get the enemies we need. Yeah, that's the talisman, the nice little genie lamp. And you'll see also that I activated a mystery jar, but also another orb. So there are 3 thieves that have taken lamps, so we need to get those back. That was some nice fireballing.
Follow me.
So yeah, the 8 brothers are trapped.
Got
Got themselves stuck. That was a bit messy. There's a weird thing with hippos whereby if you head bash one of them as another one is coming out of the hole, you can time your fireballs so that the rest of them come out quicker. If you just fireball them all from the start, or you mistime the fireball after a head bash one, they come out much slower. It's a really weird quirk.
Thanks for
But yeah, there is actually a way to speed up hippos, which is kind of wild because it should be an auto scroller, but it's not. We did another little overlap there with the mystery jar, fireballing that as we got the warp back to the thief lamp orb. But we'll clean all this up. This has been a really nice shading. I don't think this will gold my splits, but it's been very nice. Yeah, really, really nice. And yeah, we have one level left. Now, this category, again, because we did the boss rush at the start, and because of the way we route the game, it's very weird. We're going to end on Icy Speedway. That's right. We don't end on a boss fight. We end on Icy Speedway. It's the only category in the game which doesn't end, or main category on a game in the game, which doesn't end on a boss fight. I have messed up that basket collection very badly, but it's fine. Yeah, in fact, I think it's the only category across all of the games that doesn't end on a boss fight, pretty much. I'm going to do a really hard route here that I've only just learned. My God. Okay, I missed one. It's fine. It's not too bad. But yeah, we'll do the time attack. And then we'll do a hunter orb, and then we'll be done. This speedrun has gone really nicely. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes here. Okay. We'll go die at the end. It's fine. Yeah, this route I have only just learned. I wasn't really doing a very good route for quite a while. It's quite hard. There's going to be a little bit of backlash to do at the end here, but that's okay. Where is this guy? Oh, no, I already got it. Okay, I actually didn't think I'd sniped the last snowmobile. Okay, well, I lost a lot of time there just because I didn't know what I'd done. Ooh. Well, what have I missed? I've missed a serpent somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's fine. That was much slower than I'd like, but as I say, that's a really hard route.
Good job.
A bit frustrating, but it is what it is. This will be a 142. But yeah, the last challenge of this game, the last orb we're going to collect. We've got all the gems, we've got the talismans, we just need one more orb, and we're going to get it from this challenge. So, Hunter's got the hang glider, or the water glider, whatever this is, and he wants us to go through all these rings. So we'll just make sure we do that. Don't miss any. We'll have to start over. That is what Hunter tells us. This looks easy, and it is. On a pace, this can be weirdly intense because it's so easy that like failing it is kind of embarrassing. So yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't miss one of those rings, especially one of those rings in the middle, around like 30 or so. It's quite easy to miss, but that's time. That is the end of the speedrun. We'll just double check that we got everything. But yeah, 142.16 is really nice. We can go to our guidebook. We can see 100% on all of the Autumn Plains levels. We'll go back to Summer Forest. 100% on there. And 100% on Winter Tundra as well. We can check some skill points too. We got 6 of those. There's like 12 in the game. We don't get a lot of them. But that is the game. That is Spyro 2 100%. Now if I get in, there's 2 things I want to show at the end of the game. So one of them is that there is a new game plus element to this game. Oh, I can't show it. I'm not running in a memory card. Oh, that's... Actually, no, I can. Okay. So one thing that I will show is New Game Plus. And I'll also crash the game in Breeze Harbor. I can't do that now without it taking about 5 minutes. In fact, I might just do it. We've got time, it's a recording. I will be running with a memory card when we... If I'm in, because there are game crashes and it's just a good fail-safe. Essentially, if you're running with a memory card or if you're running without a memory card, if you're in a save file where you have Fireball, you quit out of the game and load back into the game. It doesn't matter whether, like me, you're not running with a memory card right this second, or whether you're running with a memory card and you start a new file either on a new save slot or over the existing save slot. essentially, when you go into the game, you will have Fireball. That will be New Game Plus. So what we'll do is we'll go to, I want to get to Breeze Harbor, which will take me like 2 minutes or so. And say I'll run with a memory card in the marathon if I'm in, which would mean that I can just load straight back into that save file, that 100% file that I just completed, which will make life a bit quicker. But I forgot to do that because I don't usually run with a memory card when I'm running this game. But yeah, you obviously don't have to do the skips to get to Fireball. You can 100% this game at your own pace. And yeah, this works. Yeah, you can have a memory card. You can have your PS2 or your PS1 off. You can have a fully completed save file or a save file with Fireball if you want to do. If you want to do some of the skips, I'll try and do a proxy here. Yeah, if you want to do some of the skips, then you can just do that. But as long as you have a save file with Fireball active, you can load into that save file. Make sure you've obviously got Fireball, and then quit out of the game. And as soon as you've done that, as soon as you've accessed a save file that has Fireball in it, you can do what we call New Game Plus, where you start the game with the Fireball. This is its own category. Or like there's a series of New Game Plus categories, because obviously like Gulp, for example, is much easier if you have Fireball. You don't have to worry about the RNG. You can just Fireball him, which is great.
Before you get to the castle dungeon.
The New Game Plus categories also, there's a cheat code you can do in the pause menu where you can get swim and climb and head bash. So like, for example, New Game Plus 100% routes the game kind of the same. So it does the boss rush because you do want to still get the Sparks range for beating Ripto. There's no way to New Game Plus that. But yeah, you route the game normally, you just don't do Dragon Shield because you don't need to get the Fireball, you've already got it. Same with like New Game Plus any percent or 14 Talisman. You don't need to go into Dragon Shield to get the Fireball or the swimming or the abilities because you can just do the cheat code at the start and have it already, which is really good. Not many people play New Game Plus, but it is definitely like a viable category. And yeah. If you just want to mess around with some sort of speed tech with Fireball, you want to do some kind of speed run with it, New Game Plus is definitely a good way of doing that. If you want to just kind of mess around casually with the Fireball and collect gems and stuff like that, then yeah, this is a great way of doing it if you've got a completed save file or any save file with the Fireball in it. Yeah, as I say, this for the purpose of this recording, this is taking slightly longer than it would in the marathon because, as I say, I'd be running with a memory card, and I would be able to just load back into Autumn Plains where I was, and do what I want to do here. But yeah, we'll go into Breeze Harbor, we'll crash the game, because it's kind of a fun point to end, just to show off the risk. So the reason the crash happened, actually, I should explain, is that the game doesn't know how to animate Sparks' health changing when it's in the bubble state, when in a level that it doesn't expect you to be taking damage underwater. Because there is an underwater here, but it doesn't expect you to ever take damage. So if you were to do this without Sparks, and I might try and get hit actually, so that I show this off. So I'll show off the difference. Okay, so I want to kill that guy. I'm going to kill the clown so I get health first. Then I'll take damage. Okay. So, if we do the swim... Oh wait, hold on, I need the cheat code. Cheats. Where is my swim cheat code? Unlock swimming. Yeah, it's just 4 circle presses and then square. So, where is there? There's an enemy over here. Ah! It's actually not Sparks. It's just the game. There you go. We just crashed the game. yeah, the game doesn't know how to damage Spyro. Actually, it is in this state at all. So I'm completely locked. Game's gone. I have to reset the console. But yeah, that would be how I'd end it if I'm in the marathon with that little game crash, because yeah, that's quite a funny image to end on. But yeah, thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this 100% speedrun. And yeah, hopefully I get to showcase this amazing game and this amazing category at UKSG.